The Truth About Unringing Phones by Lara Lillibridge. My father didn't know I walked away from him. I just stopped answering the phone, stopped scheduling visits, stopped pretending. It took him years to notice that I was gone. Now he is the one who sits beside a mute phone. He's no longer daddy, just a father I used to know. Old, broken down, his head filled with memories crumbling to shards, flashes of images put back together with the wrong names attached. I struggle not to call. Calling only opens the wound that is only scabbed, not yet scarred. I don't call and pretend I don't want to. He calls and I don't answer. His time remaining is short. This is the last chance for what I never had. But I already know I will never get more than I have now. The only surprise is that I suddenly care again, years after quarantining my heart. I blame Christmas, but that's not it. I only ever saw him at the holidays 3 times in my 45 years. Not enough to justify nostalgia. Somehow an image of him as he is now has gotten stuck inside my head. My disgust at his adult diapers, the bite of kissing his sharp, scruffy cheek, the empty eyes of a man who was once the smartest person I knew. Perhaps this will be the winter of the final phone call, telling me he no longer waits by the phone for anyone. How do you say goodbye to a father you've already abandoned? Tucked in your closet is his old plaid coat, which you can bear neither to wear nor to throw away. It no longer smells of his warm neck, but the scratch on your cheek is the same. In an effort to shut off your yearning, you try to muster feelings for your white teddy bear. Oh, it was a Christmas gift from your grandmother that last year of childhood when you said you only wanted clothes, but she knew somehow that deep down inside you needed a toy one last season. You try to focus on the emptiness on your bed and your father's voice as he told you he'd given the bear to his wife's granddaughter. That was 2 wives ago, and you weren't invited to that wedding either, though she sent you a card the year after the divorce. You try not to think about the way his hands looked as they grasped the smooth brown tiller as he taught you to sail, his fingers red and the backs of his hand ropey with the same veins as yours. You haven't sailed in years. The last time you were on a boat, you refused to turn at the helm. What was the point in it? Instead, you try to remember the postcards he sent when he took other people's children on vacation and you sat home alone. You want to recall the stuffy stillness of a house with an unringing phone. On your birthday, when you passed the road test, when your heart was broken or your dog died, or the time you won that race. So many silences. But he always remembered the names of your friends, though he'd never met them. The problem is that the space that you made when you walked away is filled with the echoes of his voice calling for you now that he is old and alone. The other children he chose over you don't want him either. Not that they ever did. It was always their mother who forced them on each other. And you were never enough for him to choose. No matter who was smarter, prettier, did better in school, perhaps your inescapable failure birthed your apathy. You never were very good at having goals beyond having a family of your own. And it wasn't until you became a mother that you allowed yourself to dream again. But Facebook posts show him smiling with other people's children, while your own sister wasn't invited to Thanksgiving, even though her son had died just 3 months before. You flew across the country for the funeral, and your father spent the morning at his step-granddaughter's 3rd birthday and was late to the service. "Life is for the living," he said. Weren't you and your sister still alive? It was not his fault that it started to rain. You picture yourself made of bronze, your cheek cold, your ears shut off. You wish and hope to be that cold and strong, but you are made of flesh, and your heart still beats for him, though you tell yourself over and over not to give in. And still you know you will mail gifts again this year, and you will have to answer the phone on Christmas, and New Year's, and his birthday. And you know his faded voice will yearn for you, and you will make excuses and hang up as soon as 8 minutes are done.